Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com. Today we're going to make a homemade raspberry jam. This is really a quick and easy jam to make. I would probably call it a refrigerator raspberry jam because there's no canning involved. We're just going to make it and then put it in a covered container and store it in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. So to begin, you will need a medium-sized saucepan and try to get one that's pretty thick, especially the bottom, because what we want is the jam to cook evenly and we don't want it to burn. And then you will need one 12-ounce bag, that's 340 grams, of frozen unsweetened raspberries. Now you may say frozen berries, that's kind of strange, but really frozen berries are really good. They are picked at their prime and then quickly flash frozen so that their quality is always good, and it really makes a nice jam. And the great part too is you can make this jam any time of the year. You just don't have to wait till raspberry season. And so I just took the bag right out of the freezer. I'm not even going to bother to defrost my berries. You could if you wanted to, but I'm not going to. It'll just take a little longer for the jam to heat up, obviously, because we're using frozen berries. So just put it in your saucepan like that. And then we need sugar, of course, to make jam. You will need 1 cup, 200 grams of granulated white sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons, that's 5 grams, of a powdered fruit pectin. I just want to stir that in. Now, pectin is what thickens the jam and sets it and kind of gives it the gel. It is naturally found in fruit. Depending on the fruit, there's different levels. Now, raspberries are like a medium level pectin, and if you were going to cook this raspberry jam like really slowly at a low heat, you could probably get away with adding no extra pectin. But because we're going to do this like really quickly at a high heat, it's only going to take like 5 minutes to cook, where I find it needs just a little bit of extra pectin, so that's why I'm adding the powdered. Now you can find pectin is sold in most grocery stores right where all the canning supplies. You can buy it like this in a box, or sometimes it's in plastic containers or pouches, all different ways. So just look for it on the canning aisle. And then just stir it into your, whoops, lost a little sugar there. Don't do that at home. And then just stir it together. Now, what I'm going to do is start heating this up. I would say like medium heat, because what we want is to thaw out our raspberries as well as to dissolve the sugar. So just do this about medium heat and stir it quite often. Okay, as you can see, our jam is really coming up to a hard boil. We wanted a real full boil here. So there, okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. So once it comes up to about like that, what I'm doing is setting my timer for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, so adjust your heat to keep it at a full boil like this. Now, it can vary depending on your pot, your level of heat, and how firm you want your jam to be. I like a medium firmness, so I find with all things being equal, it's about 5.5 minutes. Okay, so we're almost there. As you can see, this is what you're looking for, a real nice hard boil, as they say. So I'm going to take this off, keep stirring. Okay. So now I'm just going to show you, dip it in here, and see, this is what you're looking for. See how it runs off your spoon? About that thickness. That's for like a medium set. Like I said, you can do it because it does take time for the pectin to firm up the jam. So what I'm going to add now is 1 tablespoon, 10 grams of freshly squeezed lemon juice. That perks up all the flavors, and it also helps. The pectin needs an acid in the lemon juice to further set our jam up. So there we go. Now, I actually, most of the time, I like the seeds in my raspberry jam. Some people don't. If you want a seedless, then just take a strainer and pour it through there and get rid of all your seeds. But like I said, I like the seeds. And then what you want to do is cool it off. I like to store my jam just like these little canning jars. Nice and handy. So just pour it in there. I mean, this is so easy. And as you know, if you buy a really good raspberry jam, it is so expensive. You get a nice little amount of jam here. So there we are. And then we need to let that cool. I just kind of like, that takes a while. Let it cool completely, and then you can store it in your refrigerator, like I said, for up to probably 2 weeks if it lasts that long. And jam, so what do you do with jam? Well, toast, of course. Or, you know, I like to use this jam to fill like in cakes, or make sandwich cookies, macarons, it's very good. You could also, it's very nice to serve with pancakes or waffles, or even like you're making a rice pudding, nice dollop. So what I'm going to show you here is I made this yesterday and I chilled it overnight. So what I'm going to do is, see, it's, as you can see here, it's really set. So this is about, when I cooked this for 5.5 minutes, this is the thickness. So like I said, you know, just try it out, and you might have to experiment a bit to get the right thickness you like. And I'm just going to take a little bit. Oh, that's really nice. It's got a nice amount of tartness, as raspberries always do, but then that sugar just sweetens it up just a bit. It's excellent. So, have fun making jam, and until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joybaking.com.